quite a bar mitzvah.
Good evening. We're so glad you're here tonight. Like Avi and Heidi, Nate and I are raising our family in Brookline. We love Brookline, maybe like you do too, because it's an extraordinary community where organizations like the Brookline Center and people like you care. We really do. We care. Not just about our own children, but about all Brookline kids. As a member of the Brookline Community Mental Health Center Board, I get to see firsthand all that the Brookline Center does for kids and for families and its enormous impact on the community.
Tonight, we are planting the seed for children's mental health, helping ensure that every child and every family in this wonderful town has a place to turn when they need somewhere to turn, regardless of financial means, regardless of insurance coverage, things like that. We make sure that every child has the ability to live a happy, healthy, and fortuitous life. I can think of no better way, honestly, to spend an evening here raising funds for the Brookline Community Mental Health Center. Well, okay, maybe I'd prefer to see Hamilton, but we can speak about that a little bit.
Like some of you here tonight, last year was my first time at Believe in Brookline Kids. I was truly inspired by what I heard, as I know you will be. Who would have thought that 1 year later, here I am, back at the MFA, but this time as a board member at the Brookline Center and co-chair of the gala. Avi, wasn't last time your first year at Believe in Brookline Kids too?
Imagine that, yes it was.
Okay, first timers, I think there may be time for you to make a break for it.
Well, in all seriousness, all of us up here, Jane, Nate, my beautiful wife Heidi, and myself, we are honored to serve as co-chairs on the board for this truly vital, unique, and amazing institution in Brookline. Being on this board means a lot to all of us, not just time-wise, what we put into it, but seeing all of you out here, or in here rather, that's really what makes this well worth it. The institution provides, very simply, what I think is human rights, okay? Something that's simple, everyone's entitled to, whether, again, regardless of your financial means, regardless of your insurance carrier, everyone's entitled to feel good, feel happy, feel healthy, and have a place to turn to. And that's why the center is just so vital. And all of us that have children in the school system can really appreciate that. We know from the ages of 5 or 6 up, these kids are monitored, spoken to, they're caring, they're sensitive, and they don't have to worry about, or hopefully they don't have to worry about living in a world with growing stresses, pressures, and things like that. And that's why the center is truly amazing.
We'd like to take a minute to acknowledge some of the people whose contributions to Believe in Brookline Kids really sowed the seeds for this evening. For starters, an enormous thanks to Christina Yivatulo and Leah Stearns for their tireless work on tonight's auction. Personally, I've never seen a better one, and you're gonna have to fight me hard for those Hamilton tickets, Avi.
It's okay, I'm a pretty strong kid. The business community support for this year's Believe in Brookline Kids remained strong. And this year I'd like to make a few personal thank yous, specifically to Suman Gaguli, who has certainly chaired an effort well above and beyond what we expected. Thank you. Seriously, thank you, great job. We'd also like to thank some of our corporate sponsors, such as American Tower, Boston Private Bank, TD Bank, Kaplan Construction, Altman Delandry, Santander, and Liss Law. This year we were able to increase, or at least hit a value of over $75,000 just in corporate donations. To increase, all this money goes to access for our children and the mental health services in our community. We really are truly grateful for our community, the corporate sponsors, and everybody in this room. We would also like to thank our friends, our families, our colleagues, and everyone else in this room that has generated generously and joined us here at the MFA, but most specifically, Nancy Weinberg and Maggie Kim. Thank you so very much. Those are the two people that really make this happen and put everything together for you.
Believe in Brookline Kids raises much needed funds that sustain the Brookline Center's life-changing work. Helping to plan this event has given me an even deeper appreciation for all that work. My family has been impacted by mental illness. My sister and my teenage nephew are bipolar. You might have read the recent article in the Globe about the center's Bright program that helps students who have been on leave from school due to illness. My nephew, who has been out of school since last March, lives in Florida, where such programs do not exist. His future is shaky. My hope is that the Bright program can continue to grow and help kids like my nephew have brighter futures.
Hope so too. The children and the families who receive the care from our center come from all over the Brookline community, from every single neighborhood, from every school, and from our far diverse economic spectrum. All of our outstanding care is subsidized by the generosity of the center, and most importantly, by supporters like you. And whether you are a longtime supporter, we thank you for that continued support, or whether you're here as a first-time guest just learning about the center, you should know that your involvement has a direct impact on every single individual and every single student in the town of Brookline. Your involvement has an enormous impact, and we really thank you, and we encourage you and would welcome any questions if you would like to learn a little bit more about our center. Let me please direct you to your attention to the screen, wherever it is. I think it's up, oh, it's over there. Everyone turn their seats. Please take a look at the wall behind you for a very short video that will illustrate the differences you specifically are making by participation tonight. Thank you all. Enjoy, drink up, and dance a little bit.